All right, everybody. So I had an article sent to me this morning. I just want to put this out there. First of all, don't send hate to anybody I'm talking about. And second of all, I'm only bringing this up because I had this article sent to me. I'm just outside enjoying my cup of coffee. Since my name is being brought up, I just want to explain what is going on. I have my laptop out here. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at. Oh, wrong way. Yep. Sorry. I gotta find it. I can't even find the article. Hold on, you guys.
It's my birthday.
Alright, so sorry, you guys. I had to find all the screenshots and send it to my computer because I can't find the article that I'm wanting to talk about. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So I'm just saying this and opening this can of worms because somebody mentioned my name. And I want to explain a little bit of behind the scenes of what happened after I was let go from Teen Mom. And I've been wanting to share this for a while, but I've been keeping it to myself. And I'm going to show you these screenshots that I have pulled up. I've had this sent to me by multiple people, so let me just point that out. I'm not looking up stuff or trying to dig stuff on my name because I don't like Googling my name and I don't like reading anything about myself because it's usually not good. Alrighty, so the first screenshot we have. So Brianna is from Teen Mom, and as you guys know, I used to be on that show, and you guys know she was added to the Teen Mom cast. She brought me up in an article, so let's read what she had to say. I find Kale's comments about me funny and outright ridiculous for many reasons, Brianna told Celebrity Buzz exclusively. Kale couldn't stand Jenelle and made many comments about her, yet she invited her on her podcast. Jenelle still, to this day, doesn't get along with Kale and really hasn't made any attempts to. Yet Kale clearly doesn't see the need to never be in her presence and was willing to sit down with her. Yet with me, it's a different story. Kale has had a personal problem with me since day one. I've already owned up to part of it. I've apologized. I've said I'd be willing to sit down with her. I've said I'd be willing to move forward. I've said that I'll be willing to sit on a couch with her. Yet she continues to want to have an issue with me. Now, I do not know what Kale and Brianna are going through. I don't know what their issues are, but I do know what me and Kale went through in the past. I'm here to explain the whole Kale podcast situation. When I split up from David and I went to Tennessee, I got my own apartment, as you guys see from the docuseries, Addicted to Growth. Well, during that time, of course, they replaced me with Jade. And then after they replaced me, I still had communication with my old producer. And he was asking me to send him updates of apartment videos, me alone taking care of the kids, so he can send to his bosses. I don't know why they were doing that. I said, are you guys interested in bringing me back? He said, I'm not really getting a solid answer, so I'm not going to go too much into detail with that. So after about a week of me sending videos back and forth with my old producer, he asked me, he said, will you go on Kale's podcast? And I said, for what? And I said, are you going to have me on for ratings and then take me right off? Are you going to reintroduce me to the show? Like, what are your intentions behind this? And he was like, well, you know, Kale just really wants to have you on and she wants to squash things. And I said, okay, that's fine. But before we do this publicly, I want Kale to come down to Tennessee and I want to see her one-on-one and I want her to apologize to my face. And she basically was up for it at first, but then ultimately she told my old producer no. She said, I'm not doing that. So I said, okay, well, I'm not going on her podcast. I am sorry. So it wasn't Kale. I don't feel like Kale wanted to reconcile things with me. I felt like I was being used for her podcast or for their ratings, and that's why I said no. I'm not trying to be stubborn about making up with Kale. Maybe one day I would, but I would like to sit down with her and have a one-on-one conversation with no cameras, with no social media, with no podcast. That's it. Like I said, I don't know what's going on between her and Brianna. Don't know why Kale doesn't like her still. It's weird. I feel like Kale uses who she wants to gain popularity, and I wasn't up for that. So the second screenshot right here, Brianna even pointed out, while I was really hoping this isn't the case, it's not lost on me that she was willing to talk to Jenelle, who is white, yet won't move on with me. Up until recently, I was the only non-Caucasian cast member. There have been ramblings and reports regarding past racist tweets Kale interacted with, and again, while in hoping the color of my skin isn't a factor here, it's certainly not lost on me that that point still exists. Now, I understand where Brianna's coming from, but I don't think it's about Brianna's race, and I don't think it's because I was white why Kale wanted to make up with me. It's definitely because Kale just wanted ratings. It wasn't because of race, and I don't think it's because of race. But, you know, I like Brianna. Me and Brianna are civil to each other. Yes, I know Kale has had racist tweets in the past, but I mean, you would think that she wouldn't be around black people then. I mean, I don't know. Let me not talk about that. Let's just talk about what's going on. So after I said no to the podcast situation and told my old producer and Kale no that I wasn't going to go on, they basically stopped asking for updates, stopped asking for videos. But yeah, I haven't really talked to them at all. And I don't know. I think that I needed time to heal from being on TV, and I think my family needed a long deserved break, and I'm glad that we got that. But yeah, I just wanted to explain all this and explain, you know, this podcast wasn't about Kale wanting to reconcile with me. It was really about ratings, and in the past, I feel like Kale has always used me. She's went behind my back and talked to companies and said, why don't you kick Jenelle out of this deal and use me? She's asked me to come to events that I was appearing at and asked me to get her in, and I would. Like, it's always been using people with her, and I don't know if she'll ever change, but hopefully one day she will. I also had one more thing to add. I also declined to be on Kale's podcast because all her podcast has been about in the past is drama, bringing other cast members on, and exposing their dirty laundry, her dirty laundry, having people's enemies on just to piss others off with the people she works with. So I just don't approve of that, and it just seems all shady to me. So I don't know. That's just one person's podcast I just don't want to be a part of, if you get me. This isn't to talk shit about Kale. This is just stating facts, and I'm not trying to start shit, but that's what happened. But until next time, peace, you guys. Peace, you guys. Sorry, I kind of Scoobied there.